Bizarre stories from subscribers. Hey Leo Augusto, my name is Juan Pedro. I'm 12 years old. But when this story happened, I was about 10. So, my dad and my mom work at the same hospital. My mom is a cook and my dad is a stretcher bearer. That day, my mom was working and it was just me and my dad at home. It was around 1:45 in the afternoon and he was taking that post-lunch nap, you know? The famous nap as he calls it. I was playing a game on my phone when suddenly I heard like someone was calling me really loud. I got a little scared, but I went to check, right? Who's making that noise? There was nothing. The strange thing is that even though my dad was sleeping there on the couch, he didn't hear anything, like the call was just for me. I kept playing my game, trying to ignore it. Right after I heard that psh sound again, I went to look out the window, and this time I saw it right in front of my house. There was something floating there. Facing my direction, he was beckoning me with his finger, as if he wanted me to come closer. At that moment, fear took over me, man. I closed the windows, the curtains. I ran to my room, slammed the door, and stayed there, wrapped up in my sheets. I started crying a lot, man. My dad, who was dead asleep, woke up startled, trying to calm me down. But I couldn't really explain to him what I had seen. It's been about 2 years since that happened, and to this day, I don't know what that was. But thinking about it, my dad always transported a lot of patients at the hospital, including bodies of people who had already passed on to the other world, right? Who knows, maybe the soul of one of those deceased people could have clung to him and somehow ended up coming to our house, right? But it couldn't get inside, it just stayed out there just calling. Maybe that presence was there after my father and not me, trying to communicate or seek help to move on in peace. To this day, I still have that doubt, but I never managed to find an answer. And my friends, are you looking for a comic book by Leo Augusto? Just add this WhatsApp that's showing up for you and send a message there, man. You'll get a list of available comics, alright? There are physical and digital versions. Hit them up and get your comic made by Leo Augusto right now. Hello, Leo Augusto. I'm Murilo, and I'm gonna tell you a wild story, man. My grandmother was always that eccentric lady, you know? She had that lavender smell. Kept old cookies in the cupboard. And most of all, man, she had a green parrot with a sharp beak and a look that seemed to pierce my soul. His name was Jack, but I always called him Rascal. I was a normal kid, right? I liked to do kid stuff, watch cartoons, and of course eat, stuff my face. The problem is that every time I went to my grandma's house, I had the feeling that my food disappeared in a strange way. I would put my snack in the fridge, right? And when I came back to get it, everything was gone. It disappeared. How? My mom would scold me and say I was careless, that I just didn't remember eating it. But I knew it wasn't me. It was him, Jack. The first time I suspected, I had left a leftover chicken drumstick in the fridge. My grandma had made it, right? I left it there, waiting for me when I returned from playing outside, famished. I would come inside and devour it. I spent the entire day thinking about it, you know? Dreaming about that bite. When I opened the fridge at night, man, where was the drumstick? Nothing. It was all gone. I ran to the living room blaming the parrot. It was Jack. He took my chicken. That parrot is such a troublemaker. He's eaten my snack before and now my chicken. Come on. Of course, nobody took what I said seriously, right? Murilo, parrots don't eat chicken, my son. They only eat seeds. Stop making things up, boy. I've already told you I don't like it when you lie, okay? But I knew it was him. One day I was sitting quietly in the living room and I noticed that Jack was moving in a strange way in his cage. He looked me straight in the eyes and smiled. I know parrots can't smile, but I swear he was laughing at me, man. And the next second, he opened the cage door, flapped his wings, and flew straight to the kitchen. I ran after him, but it was already too late. When I got there, he was perched on top of the fridge, pecking at a slice of my ham sandwich. I ran back to the living room, yelling that Jack had stolen my snack. Ah, Murilo, stop it! Jack barely leaves his cage. He's a really old parrot, my son. He wouldn't do that. But I knew the truth. Jack wasn't an ordinary parrot. He was a cunning manipulator. And he pretended to be nice in front of adults, but when we were alone, he showed his true colors. I suspected that something was possessing that animal because it just wasn't possible, man. It was Sunday and my mom had made that special lunch. She left the chicken in the fridge for dinner, but when we went to get it, there was nothing left. And there I was, once again saying, I told you it was Jack. That parrot is a thief. He steals food from the fridge. My mom and dad, already out of patience, really scolded me. They said I was making up excuses, that I was crazy, but I knew that rascal was sabotaging me. My mom went to the room where I slept and searched my backpack. There were several pieces of chicken bone, the chicken that had disappeared. That damn parrot put the evidence of the crime in my backpack, man. How did he do that? I couldn't keep up with that crook's moves, and I was grounded for a long time. Today, I don't go to my grandma's house anymore, and whenever someone asks me why, I just say one thing: watch out for parrots. They can be smarter than you think. I hope you guys enjoyed this bizarre story from the subscribers, and if you want to send a story to appear in this segment here, just send it to this email right here, inscritosleo@gmail.com, alright? I'm gonna wrap it up here, alright? Bye.